Hello, everyone. I'm going to give everyone just about another minute or two to join the webinar, and then we will get started very shortly. Welcome to everyone joining. I'm going to give it probably just another minute or two for everybody to go ahead and get into the webinar, and then we will get started shortly. Welcome to everyone joining. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and get on started with our Know Before You Go for Fall Family Weekend webinar. We are super excited that Fall Family Weekend is next week. That is crazy. It feels like it was just summer yesterday, but we're very, very excited to welcome you all to Blacksburg and also to Virginia Tech and talk about all of the exciting things that we have planned for Fall Family Weekend, and also answer any questions that you guys may have. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Clara Roller, and I am the program coordinator for family engagement and the new student and family programs office here at Virginia Tech. So, I oversee Family Weekend, these webinars now, and everything related to family. So, I am your go-to gal anytime that you have questions about anything that is happening in our office that, is related to families. So, some things that we're going to cover today. We're going to go over how to use our Hokies on Track app and kind of give a breakdown of all of that. I will do some schedule highlights, talk about parking, transportation, lodging, football and tailgating, and then at the very end, I will answer all of your questions. Feel free throughout the webinar to put your questions. There's a Q&A feature. If you navigate, it's a black bar, and you can either hit the more on the Q&A. If you hit more, it'll either say Q&A on the panel. If not, you can hit more, and then on more, you should see the Q&A panel, and that's where you can submit all of your questions. I will wait until the very end to answer all of those, so feel free to use that throughout the webinar. So to start off, let's talk all about the Hokie Families Guide, which is on the Hokies on Track app. So I will drop the link for the Hokies on Track app for those of you who don't already have this downloaded. So let me do that really quick. The Hokies on Track app, though, is going to be a great resource for you guys. So this is just going to talk a little about how to use it, and then I'll talk about some features here in a second. So download the app if you haven't already, and then once you are in the app, you'll be brought to just a general screen that has a bunch of guides in it. You're going to download the Hokie Families Guide, and then that's how you'll be able to access all of the content for Fall Family Weekend. So make sure that you've downloaded that correct guide, the Hokie Families Guide. And then to navigate all of the content, you're going to use this burger icon, is what they call it, or it's just the three little lines in the top left corner. And that's going to show you everything in the app. So there's a whole family weekend section in there. There's Blacksburg resources in there. So it's a great app to use and to go to if you have any questions about anything. One of the features on that app, like I talked about a little bit already, is the Family Weekend schedule. And so you can see the full schedule on this Hokies On Track app. Here's a little picture of it here on this phone. And you can navigate it by each day. You can also sort it by different tracks if that's something that you're interested in. But this is a great place to go if before Fall Family Weekend you kind of want to see what's happening for the weekend. It is all uploaded on this app here. You can also get to the schedule if you go to the Family Weekend website. I will copy that and put that in the chat now. This is a great place to also go with questions, but there's also a web friendly version of the schedule on the website. So if you don't want to download the app, or maybe you're on your desktop computer, you can definitely use this link to navigate the app online. But we will also be handing out a printed schedule at check-in. So if you're more of a paper person, definitely recommend coming to check-in to grab that paper schedule. So speaking of the schedule, let's talk about a few different highlights of it. The first one being check-in. So to check in for Fall Family Weekend, you will visit us in Squires Student Center, room 204. And then on Friday, we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then Sunday, we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. At check-in, you will receive a family bag, and we'll have a bunch of campus partner swag for you to look at while you're there. We'll hand out a printed schedule and a printed campus map as well. And then something great to note is that the new student and family programs team will be stationed at check-in throughout the weekend. So if you have any questions and need to find somebody to ask them to, you can just head to check-in throughout the weekend at these listed times, and somebody in there will be able to help you. So a great place to check in, but also a great place to go to if you have any questions or need any help throughout the weekend. Another great highlight, this is actually new this year, so we're doing a care package station. This will be free to build your own care package station, and this will be in Squires rooms 342 and 343 while supplies last. So this would be a great thing to do. Once you check in, you can head upstairs, one floor, and build your own care package. So these times will kind of mirror check-in a little bit. So Friday, we will be there from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday, we'll be there 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Sunday, we'll be there from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we'll provide for these care package bags, different candies, snacks, bags, everything that you need to build a care package for your student. And then we actually will not be mailing these care packages. So we encourage you to either give these to your student at the end of family weekend or tell them to open when they're either feeling happy, maybe sad, missing home. You can do so much with these care packages. They're completely customizable, and a great thing to make for your Virginia Tech student. The next schedule highlight is info sessions. So all of our info sessions will take place in Squires Student Center Commonwealth Ballroom, which is on the second floor of Squires. It'll be right outside of check-in. And if you were at a new student visit this summer, it was the room that the family socials were in. And so we'll have a variety of info session topics that will be covered. So we have helping your student apply to be an orientation leader, getting started in undergraduate research, second year housing, study abroad 101, and fraternity and sorority life. If you are unable to attend family weekend, or if you're just unable to attend some of these sessions in general, we're actually hosting a second year housing webinar on September 16th of next week at 6 p.m. So this would be a great thing to go to, and this will be recorded and uploaded for you to go back and access it anytime. So even if you maybe did go to the second year housing session and have questions, or maybe can't quite remember something, this will be uploaded for you to access at any time, which will be very handy. And then the same thing will happen with the study abroad and fraternity and sorority life sessions. So those will be webinars that are coming in October. Those will also be posted and uploaded to our YouTube channel. So once again, if you do get to go to these sessions in person, but maybe want more information or miss something, you can totally go back on our YouTube channel in October to access this information. We'll be providing 3 campus tours throughout the weekend. And if you're like, I've already been to campus before, I've already seen a regular campus tour of everything, we've actually created 3 themed campus tours to kind of spice up the normal tour. So the first one is a gargoyle themed campus tour, and that's on Friday, September 19th from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So there are 15 gargoyles that are hidden on Virginia Tech's campus, more so on the academic side. And it's actually number 15 on the Hokie bucket list. So this tour will take you to find all 15 gargoyles, and we'll also talk about other items to check off of that Hokie bucket list. So I think this will be a really fun one to bring younger kids to. They're not super hidden, but it's kind of a fun scavenger hunt and tour combined all in one. The next campus tour that we are offering is the Athletics Region Campus Tour. This will also be on Friday, September 19th from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. So if you are maybe a new family member to Virginia Tech and you've never seen game day before, you don't maybe know as much about Hokie athletics, maybe haven't seen that side of campus before, I think this would be a great one to attend. They'll talk about football and all of the game day information with football, but they'll also highlight all of the other sports that are played in the athletics region. So they'll take you to Castle Coliseum, the softball field, baseball field. This will be a really exciting one if you're coming from a family who loves sports and athletics. And then on Sunday, September 21st, from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., we'll be doing a campus tour about dining. I know there's always a lot of questions and making sure that your student is getting fed, about dining. How do they use their Hokie P to order food? How do they upload all of that into the Grubhub system? So our tour will provide all of the information about how your student can use their Hokie P, how to upload it into Grubhub, and also just talk about various different on-campus dining options available to your family and your student as well. So I know a really common question we always get related to Fall Family Weekend is parking. So parking at Virginia Tech is not free, and the best way to navigate parking is to use the Park Mobile app. This will provide to you all of the different areas that you can park in on campus. There are certain parking garage that allows you to pay to park there. There are metered spots, different lots. So I would highly recommend, if you have not already downloaded the Park Mobile app, to download that. I'm going to put a link in the chat to the Park Mobile app. Here you go. And I would definitely check that out. A lot of great resources on there. VT Parking Services also has really great resources on their website about visitor parking, and they also have maps of all of the parking on campus, and they would be the ones to contact about accessible parking spots. So if your family has someone with a disability or needs some kind of accessible parking spot, I would definitely tell them to reach out to VT Parking Services. Game day parking is a little bit trickier than regular parking on campus. So I would just warn you in general, when navigating game day at Virginia Tech, I would give yourself plenty of time to get to places and to allow yourself to navigate Blacksburg. So on-campus parking is available at Perry Street Parking Garage, the North End Parking Garage, and then the Quad Lot and Squires Lot for $30. I'm going to put this map also in the chat with resources about game day parking. This parking is also while supplies or parking spots last. So definitely something to keep in mind, that you're going to want to get to Virginia Tech earlier on game day rather than later, so that way you can navigate everything and also find parking if you're interested in on-campus parking. And then there are off-campus parking options available. They will vary in price and location. You can definitely search that up to try to find off-campus parking. A lot of people post up signs that'll say parking is this much, and whenever you're driving into campus, you'll probably see that as well. So definitely just figure out which option works best for you and your family. And then an also really good helpful tip to know is that the Blacksburg Transit will run on game day, and I'll talk more about that in a second, but this is a free option for you. So if you're staying somewhere with a Blacksburg Transit stop close, or if your student lives somewhere with a Blacksburg transit stop close, I would definitely recommend using this option on game day so that way you don't have to pay for parking or try to navigate all of the traffic. Speaking of the Blacksburg Transit, I'm going to put a link to their website in the chat right now. There we go. The Blacksburg Transit is Blacksburg's free and easy to use bus system. There are multiple stops across Blacksburg and Christiansburg and also just the New River Valley region. You can find all of their bus routes on the Blacksburg Transit app and also the website, which I just linked in the chat. So I definitely recommend you guys checking this out while you are here on campus. It even takes you like from one place on campus to another. So even if you're exploring one part and maybe you don't want to walk 20 minutes across campus, I would definitely recommend checking out this options because it is completely free and easy to use for all students and their family members as well. So definitely familiarize yourself with that. And then we also have the SmartWay bus, and I will put the link to their website in the chat right now. There's that. And this is a great option if your hotel is in Roanoke, Salem, or Christiansburg. This bus will transport you in and out of Blacksburg. It is not free, but it is pretty inexpensive for you to use, especially compared to like a rideshare app like Uber or Lyft. So definitely way more inexpensive than that option. And you can also find all of their bus routes and information on the website that I just linked in the chat. So definitely check out both of these um, pieces of information about transportation just because parking can be a little bit tricky. So navigating campus can also be a little bit tricky in and of itself. All of the buildings kind of look alike. They all have the Hokie shell. So it can be really hard to kind of, center yourself, especially if you've only been on campus maybe one or two times. You don't feel like you're a full Virginia Tech expert yet. I would definitely recommend using Google and or Apple Maps for walking directions. So if you see this phone on the screen, you see where you can get the vehicle directions where it says 4 minutes. If you just navigate over, this is actually on Google Maps, you can see that there's a little person walking. That will provide you with walking directions. So if you're trying to get from one building to another building on campus, I would highly recommend putting this in here. It'll take you on the sidewalks and everything else. And this is a really great resource to use while you are here on campus. And then also, like I said earlier, we will be providing a printed campus map at check-in for those of you who like to have paper copies of everything. And I will also drop in the chat a link to the campus maps website. So if you wanted to get that on your phone and look at that, there's like an interactive campus map, a picture campus map on there. And you can type things in on the interactive campus map too if you prefer using that instead of Google or Apple Maps, but definitely can be tricky navigating campus because everything looks alike. I would also get your student to help you out whenever you're navigating things as well. And then we get a lot of questions about lodging too. A comprehensive list of all of the different hotels in the area can be found on the Hokies on Track app under the Discover Blacksburg tab. Also on the Hokies on Track app under Family Weekend. And then if you click Plan Your Visit, there's also information about lodging there. So I would definitely look there if you do not have somewhere to stay for Family Weekend yet. This same list can be found on our website by searching VT Family Weekend into your browser. It's also the same one that I linked earlier, but I will be happy to link it again in the chat. This will also provide information about different lodging in the area. And there's a bunch of different hotel options at different price points and distances. So just make sure that you're talking with your family and your student about what works best for you. Maybe if you've looked at like the traditional hotel route and you can't find anything that way, I would suggest looking at Airbnb or VRBO to try to find other places to stay as well. And if you are staying somewhere that's a little bit further out, so like Roanoke or Salem, definitely check out that SmartWay bus system to help get you in and out of campus because it's about a 45-minute drive from Blacksburg. Same thing, or good other thing to note too, if you're flying into the Roanoke Airport, you can use that SmartWay bus to bus into Blacksburg as well. We also get a lot of questions about football and tailgating, and this is a really exciting part of Family Weekend to me. So just some things to note that registering for Fall Family Weekend and or the Fall Family Weekend tailgate does not include a football ticket, so you will need to purchase those on your own. I'm going to link in the chat the Virginia Tech Athletics website, which will help you navigate buying tickets for the Wofford game. If you go on the website and click single game tickets, you should be able to go in. There are plenty of tickets available. You can also check out different resale sites if you like. There's always SeatGeek, StubHub. So definitely check that out if you don't have football tickets yet and still would like to go to the game. And then for tailgating options, the Fall Family Weekend tailgate is sold out. And so if you did get to register for that event, you will receive an email with instructions next week and kind of give you the lowdown of everything to expect for that. And there are also many other tailgating options available. There's the Hokie Village. We are so close to downtown Blacksburg that you could easily tailgate at a local restaurant, and I'm sure that they would also have all of the other game day TV streaming services up on the TVs too. If you're someone who likes to watch a lot of the different games or college game day and things like that, that's a great option. You can always host your own tailgate. Or you can discuss other options. Maybe your student has a friend who's hosting a tailgate. Maybe you know somebody who's hosting a tailgate. It feels like campus, like you can throw something and hit a tailgate. There's so many. So there are plenty of other options if you did not get to register for the Fall Family Weekend tailgate. So no need to panic if not. That wraps up everything for me. We wanted to keep, not too much of your time tonight, but I will be happy to answer any questions that you all have. So once again, you will use the Q&A feature to submit questions. So if you navigate to that black control pane, it's either at the top of your screen or at the bottom of your screen. It'll either say Q&A on there, or you can hit more, and then you should be able to see the Q&A option up there. So feel free to submit any questions that you have about Fall Family Weekend, and I will be happy to answer. So I'm going to start answering a few of those now. Let me just read through them. Alrighty, someone is asking, can you address handicapped accessible options for the weekend? Yes, so if you know in advance that your family is planning to attend any of the sessions hosted by New Student and Family Programs, just make sure you shoot us an email at families@Virginia Tech, and I'll go ahead and type that in the chat as well. And let us know. We will make sure that we communicate that to you. And then, like I kind of talked about earlier, I would definitely reach out to parking services for any accessible parking spots, but completely accessible. All of our tours are accessible and everything else, and all of our sessions and events that we're hosting are also accessible. Just if you don't care to shoot us a heads up, we'll make sure that we do our best to accommodate you. Great question. Somebody asked, when will they decide on the game time for Family Weekend? So they actually released that on Monday. So the kickoff is at 12 p.m., which means that if you're going to the Family Weekend tailgate, it will run from 8:30 to 11. But I would definitely recommend kind of going off of game time and kickoff times. I would give yourself a full hour to make it from wherever you're tailgating or coming from to leave wherever that is to make it into the stadium, just because there's a lot of traffic. The stadium, can host up to 66,000 fans. That's a lot of people to get in and out. And I know that the big thing to see is the Enter Sandman. So I would give yourself a full hour to navigate getting to the stadium and getting into your seats just to make sure that you don't miss that. But yes, kickoff time is set for 12 p.m. Someone asked, are the info sessions for students too or just families? They're for students and families both to learn from. So definitely encourage the whole family, student included, to come to those. Someone asked, can you share the link for the second year housing on 916? I can pull that up. I actually don't have it handy now, but if you head to the Hokie Family Hub or the New Student and Family Programs Facebook page, it's posted there with all of the information about that. So I would definitely check that out. Where will the uploaded sessions be? Great question. They will be posted to the Hokies on Track YouTube channel. And after I get done answering questions, I will navigate to the next slide. And if you scan the QR code and fill out the survey, I will send all of these slides to you about Family Weekend. And if you were to attend also the other webinar sessions, as long as you fill out that survey, we will send that uploaded webinar link straight to you. Someone asked, do we get to go inside of athletic facilities or just see around them and know where to go? Yes, so you will not actually get access to the inside of athletic facilities. It'll just be a tour of the outside of the facilities, just so that way you can kind of get acquainted with, that portion of campus, kind of know where you're going. Um, that's a great question. So you actually won't get inside of them. We've also made it to where there are tons of photo ops. So if your whole family takes the tour, I know that you can we've got it planned so you can take a picture with the Shane Beamer statue. But yes, you will not actually go inside of the athletic facilities. Let me keep reading. We've got a lot of questions about parking, about asking where to park, what were those garages? Are they all day parking or 2 hours max? Um, So for Friday parking, it is the regular Park Mobile parking. So you would download that app. That will give you all of the best information about exactly where you can park, what garages, and then that'll tell you if that is all day parking or if it is certain maximums for each space. So I'm not the expert in parking. I would definitely encourage you to check out that app to be able to familiarize yourself with that. Someone asked, what are some activities on game day for a family member where the student will be at the game, but the parent won't? That's a great question. So our office is hosting on Saturday a guided walk to the Blacksburg Farmers Market starting at 8:30. So if you were someone who wanted to check out the farmers market, that would be a great option for you to do without your student. They've got a lot of local vendors that you can buy things from, some food down there, fresh vegetables and fruit. So definitely check that out. I would also encourage you just to explore downtown Blacksburg while you're down there. And then we are also hosting a family free play in the break zone, which is on the first floor of the Squires Student Center that night from 7 to 9 p.m. And you can take your student to that as well. It's free for families, but we've got bowling down there. We'll have different games going on, and that's completely free, but a great option for you to do with your student as well. Let me keep looking. We've got a great question about restaurants during family weekend. Do they take reservations? All of that. So we actually have a compiled list of all of the restaurants in Blacksburg on the Hokies on Track app. If you navigate to the family weekend section, you'll see a subsection called Plan Your Visit, and then there is a restaurants tab. You can definitely look at that to check out all of the different restaurants. They've got all of the addresses on there. And then I would just call individual restaurants to ask about reservations. That's a smart idea to do since there will be so many people in town, with Blacksburg and everything else. So I would definitely just call individual restaurants, but I would definitely encourage you to look at that app to get inspired about maybe where to go. There's also a great, if you just look up Blacksburg restaurants, I'm sure that they could probably tell you more about reservations too. Someone asked, are we able to eat with our Hokie in the dining hall? Yes, you are able to eat with your Hokie in the dining hall. And if you look up BT, I can also put this in the chat, BT dining, you can find all of the hours for all of the on-campus restaurants. And this is I'm going to put that in the chat right now. This is a great resource to use if you're trying to figure out where you would like to eat with your Hokie. Someone asked, is registration required for each day of the weekend. So you'll just register once. It's not like you're registering for like specific sessions, if that makes sense. It's just a general family weekend registration, and then that registers you for the entire weekend. So if you've registered, I definitely recommend that you come see us at check-in so you can get that family bag and the campus partner swag. Someone asked, how do we access our football tickets if purchased through the family weekend discount tickets? That's a great question. They should have sent you some sort of like confirmation email once you purchase those tickets. That probably should have instructions about when they get to you. They're typically emailed to you in advance of the game, probably like a week out. So I would keep an eye on your email. If like by next week you're not seeing those, I would reach out to Hokie Athletics, which is what I linked up there earlier. There's a number on there that you can call about tickets. I would definitely ask them, but I would keep an eye on the email that you use to buy those tickets. They should be sent to that email, and then you can download those into your Apple Wallet. Reading through, reading through. Someone says we need to pay for creating a care package. If yes, what are the charges? So no, creating a care package at the care package station is completely free. Obviously, if there's like something super specific, like a gift card, or if you have your student's favorite snack that you want to buy outside of that, then yes, you would need to pay for that expense. But just making a care package at the care package station using what we have provided is completely free. We will not actually be shipping that by mail, so it'll be up to you to get that package to your student. So it will not be charged by weight or size or anything, because you will just hand that care package to them either at the end of the week or whenever you see best fit. Keep going. Somebody asked, is it possible to join only on Saturday? Yes, this family weekend is up to you. However, you want to spend your time with you and your student, because ultimately at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you have plenty of time to connect with your student and really do whatever is best for you guys. So feel free to attend as many sessions as you want or as few sessions as you want. Obviously, we would love to see you at everything, but yes, make sure you're just doing whatever is best for your family and your student. Reading through. Got more questions about only joining for a day? Yes. Someone asked, how far are the walking tours? The walking tours will last about 45 minutes. They're at a slower pace. I would say that altogether, once you go like around the full path, they're probably like a mile to a mile and a half. They are completely accessible. So I would definitely communicate that with your tour guide if you have questions about like how long something is, or if you're worried about walking on a certain part of campus or anything like that. I would definitely communicate with them. But I would say about a mile and a half for all of the walking tours. Someone asked, other than the family webinar, do first year students get info on off-campus housing? Yes. So they will host an off-campus housing fair in Squire Student Center later in the semester. So I would definitely just encourage your student to keep an eye on their email and also kind of what's happening in Squire Student Center, because they'll provide them with information about that, and they'll get the same resources that'll be provided to you whenever they attend that housing fair. Going through. Someone asked, are you able to buy tickets to the game on Saturday or only in advance? I would really recommend buying your tickets in advance. Like I said, 66,000 people are trying to navigate the stadium, and I'm actually not sure if you can buy tickets like will call on Saturday. So I would really recommend buying those tickets in advance. I'm still reading. We've got some questions. Do I have any suggestions for where to park for registration and check-in? That's a great question. So Perry Street Garage is a pretty close walk to where we're at, and I know that that's got public parking in it. So that is one great option. There are also metered lots behind Squire Student Center. I will find the exact road. It's on Alumni Mall. So if you look up um, Alumni Mall metered parking spots on the Park Mobile app, that is really where I would recommend parking, probably in those two sections. That'll be the closest to Squires. Perry Street Garage would probably have more parking in general than the metered lots, so I would definitely check there and the Alumni Mall parking. Someone asked, we have a younger sibling coming with us who is a prospective student for VT next year. Is there anything specific you'd recommend we do? I would definitely do the campus tour so that way they can kind of get a feel for campus in general. I would definitely take time to explore Blacksburg, maybe see their older siblings' residence hall so they can get a feel of what that looks like too. I would definitely just go and see as much as you can while you're in Blacksburg because that'll give them a real taste of what it's like to be a Virginia Tech student. We've got a question about the bag policy at the stadium, so I will actually put that link in the chat. It is a clear bag policy, so you'll have to have a clear bag that is no larger than 12 inches by 6 inches by 12 inches. I'll put that in the chat now. This is also a great website to tell you about like what prohibitive items are, um, and also just kind of give you like an FAQ about the bag policy. But in general, I would say you should be good to go as long as you have a small clear bag. Someone asked, will VT provide registered families a dining discount for a meal on campus to use during family weekend? No, they will not provide a specific dining discount for families, but if your student goes to a retail location, they do get 50% off of all retail locations. So you can always encourage your student to use their meal plan to pay for their students, and then you can always add more money onto their dining account after that. Reading some more questions. Let's see. A lot of people are saying that they have trouble seeing the Family's Guide on the Hokies on Track app. So I will go back to the app instructions here if that is helpful. So once you download the app, the Hokies on Track app, you should see various guides to choose from. If you'll click the Hokie Families Guide, you might have to scroll to the right a little bit, or you can always put it in the search bar up here. I would type in the Hokie Families app, and that should take you to it. If you're having any more difficulties than that, feel free to reach out to that Families at VT email, and we are happy to give you step-by-step instructions to help you with that. Still looking through the questions. Someone asked, where do families check in on Saturday? So all check-in will happen in the Squire Student Center in room 204. It'll happen at various times, but I would definitely use that Hokies on Track app to be able to see. I can pull that also back up for you as well. So on Saturday specifically, we will have check-in from 9 to 11 a.m., but there's also options for Friday and Sunday check-in times as well. So you definitely will not miss us. Someone asked, they're looking to park off campus where street parking is allowed and permit is not required, and where there are Blacksburg bus stops near. Do you know of any popular neighborhoods or areas? I would recommend parking in downtown Blacksburg. It's really walkable to Virginia Tech campus, and there's also a ton of bus stops in it. I can put that link in the chat for you all as well. Downtown parking. You will also still use that Park Mobile app to navigate parking in downtown Blacksburg, but this will give you a great map of everywhere that you can park. This is where I would really recommend parking off campus because you get to see downtown Blacksburg, but like I said, super walkable to campus, and there's also bus stops around downtown Blacksburg, so that is where I would recommend to park. Sorry, more questions are coming in. Someone asked, where's the family weekend schedule on the Hokies on Track app? So I will go back to this one more time. So once you've downloaded the app, if you tap on the burger icon, it's got three little lines on the top left corner. Once you click on that burger icon, you should see a family weekend section on there. If you click on that section, it'll then prompt you to see something that says the 2025 family weekend schedule. That is where that schedule will be on that app. Someone asked, is it as crazy busy as people are saying? I would say that it is quite busy and quite trafficy in Blacksburg during family weekend on a game day. Game day traffic is already bringing in a ton of people, but then family weekend definitely brings in more people than that. So I would definitely say to, give yourself plenty of time to get places, expect traffic. I really encourage everybody, like I said, to use that Blacksburg transit system. Walk as much as you can because it'll save you somewhat of a headache when having to fight traffic or maybe, find parking. So it can get busy, but it's definitely manageable. So looking at this, questions coming in, make sure if you have any more, you're putting those down there. Ready. Also, just a good reminder too for anybody that is having trouble accessing the schedule on the Hokies on Track app that is also on our website. So I will put that in the chat one more time. So you can access that on either your phone if you click that schedule or on a desktop as well. That's a great resource to use if you were unable to use the app still. So let me pull that up in the chat one more time. Here we go. And if you just click on Fall Family Weekend Calendar, you can see the full schedule as well. Friday. Someone asked, which bus do you take from Virginia Tech to Salem? It's called the Smartway bus. I will go to that as well. So the Smartway bus can take you from Salem to Virginia Tech, and I would definitely go to their website to look at routes just to make sure that that is working with your schedule. This one isn't free, but it is pretty inexpensive to use. Looking. Do you have any final questions? So we've got another one pop up. Somebody said they got disconnected. Yes, if you take the survey on the next slide, I will send out all of the links to all of the websites posted in the chat. So just stay with me for a little bit longer, fill out that survey, and then I will make sure to send you all of that information. For any other questions about parking, I would definitely go to the Park Mobile app for that or VT parking in general. And then the same thing for all of like the very specific football questions or game day questions. I would go straight to BT Athletics and I can put that chat in or put that website in the chat again, and they will be able to help you specifically if you're having trouble getting tickets or have questions about things to buy. I would definitely recommend checking that out. Let me see if there's any final few questions. Someone asked, can student check in for family weekend for the family? They can, but they will need to register or have your QR code that was sent to you whenever you registered for family weekend. So you should have received an email right when you registered. It'll give you some information in there, but at the very bottom, there's a QR code. You should be getting a reminder email with the same QR code on Friday and then also one the day before. So if you just forward that email to your student, they'll be able to check in using that QR code and they can gather all of the materials needed for your family. Someone asked, do I need to register prior to family weekend or do I just go to check in on that day? Yes, you can register prior to family weekend using the Hokie Family Hub, or you can register on site, whichever one works better for you. You'll have to register though to fully check in and get that family weekend bag. So you can either do that beforehand or you can do that day of. Do you have any other final questions before we head to our survey slide? Few more rolling in. Someone said, what about the freshman or first year class poster? So students are still able to pick up that first year class poster in our website, which is located in Squires 319. So if they just head to our office during normal business hours, 8 to 5, they're able to pick up that poster if they've not been able to get that already. Alrighty, seeing if there's any more last minute questions. Alrighty, if not, I'm going to go ahead and head to the final slide. So make sure that you complete the survey to receive these slides and also all of the websites that I linked in the chat. So go ahead and complete that. And then if you have any other questions that were answered today or feel like you need more clarification on, feel free to email the families@bt.edu, email or call our office at 540-231-3284. And I will also put a link to that survey in the chat as well. Just 1 second. I've got a lot of resources pulled up. 1 second, 1 second. You can also scan that with a QR code. But once you complete that, you are free to jump off of this webinar. And we thank you so much for coming today. Like I said, reach out if you've got any questions about anything that our office can help you with. We are happy to help you with anything. Ooh, trying to get that survey link to you guys. Like I said, I've got a lot of different things happening. We've got a few last minute questions. I will get to those right as soon as I can put that in the survey. 1 second. 1 second, 1 second. Still have this up. So sorry, everybody. Too many things happening, and I will drop that in there just in a second. Here it is in the chat. And then once you have that survey, like I said, we will send that everything to you. There it is. And then I will answer some last minute questions really quick. Perfect. Thank you guys so much for coming. And like I said, once you fill that out, feel free to fill that out. We'll send everything to you. And if you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to us. We are so excited to see you for Family Weekend. And I know that your student is also very, very excited to see you. Yes, somebody says, will you tell us about the class poster again? Yes, of course. So students are able to pick up the class poster in our office, which is Squires 319. Also, they look up new student family programs. They can find that online if you forget about it between then and now, and they'll just come to our office to pick up that class poster. So just send your student on a mission to find new student family programs, and they can pick up that class poster. Thank you all for coming. I'll hang around for a few more minutes to make sure that everybody can grab that survey link in the chat and answer any last minute questions. And around for any last minute questions, letting y'all get that survey link so we can get you all the information. Yes, you can check in before Saturday for Fall Family Weekend in general. And so use that Hokies on Track app, and I will go back to the slide about check-in information. We will have check-in all day Friday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So definitely come see us before Saturday. Friday is where you will check in to get all of your swag from our office and campus partners. Righty, I'll stay on here for about another 2 to 3 minutes to make sure everybody can ask all of their questions. Grab that survey link Thank you guys so much for coming. We're so excited to see you for family weekend. Yes, you can watch a recording of the webinar as long as you fill out that survey. We will make sure to send that link to you. It'll be uploaded on the Hokies on Track YouTube channel here in about a week. So probably less than a week since we've got Family Weekend coming. So as soon as we can get that to one of our marketing interns, they will get that posted. But yes, you can watch a recording of the webinar. Yes, we will send all of the links as long as you fill out the survey. We will send a follow-up email from the families at vt.edu email, and it will send you all of the links. You can see any of the answers provided in the recorded webinar. So it'll be posted on the Hokies on Track YouTube channel, and there it'll have all of the webinar included in it. So if there's something specific that you want to go back and find, you can look at the Q&A section to get that answer. Thanks so much for coming, everybody. Stay on for, like I said, another minute or two to answer any last minute questions. But once you have that survey link tapped on your phone, feel free to hop off the webinar and then fill that out to receive all of the information. Thank you for coming. Alrighty, does anybody have any last minute questions or anything else they need help with before we hop off of this webinar? Alrighty, if there are no last minute questions and everybody's had time to go ahead and scan or click the link or scan the QR code for the webinar, thank you guys so much for coming. Like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to families at vt.edu or call our office at 540-231-3284. Thank you so much for coming today, and we are so excited to see you at Fall Family Weekend. There are no other questions, no other questions. Alrighty. Thank you everyone for coming.